Hey, this week let's talk about the boring way to get rich. Hey guys, Randy Gage here. Want to welcome you to another episode of Prosperity TV. Big shout out to you guys listening on the podcast. So let me talk about creating wealth for a minute and do it in a context that should be surprising to you and actually not boring. But first, let me open with this thought. I saw a Sly Stallone movie where he was high-tech security analyst, and his job was him and his employees, it was futuristic sci-fi, it was in the future, and they would go to these high security prisons and get sent in as an inmate, and their job was to break out, to show the flaws in the system of these supposedly unescapable prisons. But if you ask me, what do I think is the most unescapable prison in the world today? I would say it's the security, or the perceived security, of a weekly paycheck. And because so many people get enslaved to that, and they pitch their whole life and set their whole prosperity plan on this weekly paycheck, they're really doing themselves a disservice, and they never really take a shot. So let's just kind of set the stage with that, and then say that the boring way to become wealthy, but it works so well, is living below your means. It's just so simple, guys. If you will live below your means, it allows you to have some money that you can invest in creating wealth. And now you get to the dynamic where your money is working for you instead of you working for your money. So let me repeat that, because if you ever want to distill down the best prosperity advice you could ever get on how you manifest wealth, it would be, you want your money to work for you. You don't want to be working for money. And I get a lot of you right now watching this, you probably do work for money. You have a job, you have a boss, you have a salary. Okay, great, I get it. But if you're willing to live below your means, you can still create wealth. Even with jobs that really aren't prestige jobs or even pay a lot of money. It's all about the ratio of living below your wealth. Because here's the dynamic for most people. For most people, every time they get an increase in income, they increase their lifestyle. So they move from a Chevy to a Toyota to a BMW to a Lexus or a Bentley, and because every time they get a promotion, every time their income goes up. But what if you only did that every other time? Like every third time, or even just every other, like we started with. If you would do that and realize, hey, let me not feed the monster of social media. Let me not feed the monster of what other people think of me, of how I will impress people if I put my new BMW on my Facebook page. You know, I look at myself, and I love cars. I love exotic cars, supercars, right? And so when I started to make money, I went out and got a fleet of them, right? I've been through a lot, a couple $1 million worth of exotic cars. And I just made a decision, and you guys who've been around the show for a long time know, when I went on a sabbatical a few years ago and sold everything. And then I just have simplified my life so much since I came back, because it's, you know, I got to the point where I was saying, do I own all these possessions, or do these possessions own me? And cars were the perfect example. Is I always traded in every car every year, right? And that's like the worst financial decision you could ever make, because you take such a hit in deterioration when you, that's not the word, what's the word when the value goes down, the devaluation, when you buy a new car, you know, you drive it out of the lot, and depreciation, that's what I'm thinking, depreciation. The depreciation is like crazy the first year. So I was doing that every year, and I only bought new cars. I never bought used cars. And so everywhere I went, right, that was, hey, what do you got for cars now? And I just thought, you know, half the world knows me as the Viper guy, and the other half of the world knows me as the car guy. And I really don't want to be the Viper or the car guy. I want my work to stand on my work, and I want to be known for my work. So I just decided, you know, I'll keep one car here, I'll keep one car in California, and if I get a place somewhere else, I'll keep one car there. And I'm not going to trade it in every year. When I've got, like, you know, I think the car I have here is, it's almost 3 years old. I have like 20,000 miles on it. My car in California is probably 3 years old. I don't even think it has 15,000 miles on it. Because I'm just, everywhere I go in the East Village, I'm taking those scooters everywhere, you know, and I never drive anywhere almost. So when you make that kind of decision, right, so I could say, well, it's part of my image, it's my marketing, and I want to get a new car every year, and I'll put it up on all my social media. No, I mean, is that really important to your life? Does it really matter what, if somebody, if let's say you put your new car on your Instagram page, and 5 people are really impressed with how much money you have that you could buy that car. Is that admiration really worth anything? The fact that they're impressed that you have enough money to buy a Bentley, you know, is that really what your life is about? So think about this as your homework this week is, how could you live below your means and then take that difference and put that money to work to create more wealth in your life? All right, love you guys, peace, go out and have an amazing day.